My name is Frik Bosman. I'm a member of Strooidak Church in Paarl, and I've been involved with MCM for many years, actually before it became known as MCM. M5M has got an interesting history. I'm also involved with an American company, and they manufacture interesting nutritional supplements for human beings, and it provides nutrients that we ourselves, through modern farming methods and selection for new varieties, have actually stripped out of our diets. And so there's only one way of getting it back. We're not going to be able to reinvent the wheel in a certain sense. The only way to get it back is to supplement it. And this company was formed in 1994, listed on NASDAQ in the USA. And the CEO, the guy who started it actually, he, at some stage, there was some difficulty in terms of the economy. Things weren't going well. His name is Sam Caster, and Sam went on a retreat. And during that time, he read a report from UNICEF, and that report stated that at that time, 5 million kids up to the age of 5 were dying every year due to causes related to malnutrition. So when he came back, he spoke to the board of directors and said, but this company has got the answer. We have the ability to save the lives of those children, and we need to do it. And at that stage, it wasn't yet M5M, but people like myself were asked whether we would be willing to donate 10% of the income that we earn, and the company would also donate 10% of their gross income, not their net income, their gross income, to this cause. And that's actually where it started. At that time, they used the same supplements that I'm taking till this day. But then the R&D department were tasked with a job to find a better solution. And the solution that they found was a product called, it's not commercially available. It was developed specifically for this purpose. And it's a product called Phyto Blend. And it provides nutrients from plants. Phyto is plant, specific nutrients coming from plants that goes into that supplement, and which is then fed with, you mix it in with whatever you give to the kids, whether it's soup, a stew, whatever they eat, you just mix it in. And that provides the nutrients to the kids that people like me take through supplements. And when we started using it, I mean, we saw amazing results. Initially, we started off with the same supplements that I'm using, and then we saw amazing results as well. The thing was just to get it into a more convenient and easier way of getting it out to kids. And the objective is to get to 5 million children. And to achieve that, we need about 5 million consumers, because that is about what it will take to get 5 million kids fed. MCM was established after we started providing these nutrients to the children. Here in Paarl, there was a facility specifically for AIDS babies, children. They stayed there until the time that they went to school, or maybe a bit later even, I think. That's quite a while ago, so my memory isn't so clear on that. But it was founded by a lady by the name of Hester Veldsman, and she worked in Mkweni and Paarl East and so on, and was exposed to these malnourished children. And then specifically with AIDS kids, many of them weren't taken care of properly and wouldn't survive. So she started this facility. They got money and bought a house in Main Street in Paarl. And there was a lady with a child that was seriously ill. She had AIDS and he had AIDS. And before she passed away, she gave this boy, his name was Bowie, she gave her child to Hester and asked Hester to raise him because she wasn't going to be able to do it. And Hester then took the child and started this facility where she also took in other children. Bowie unfortunately didn't survive. Before Bowie House started, he perished. But then she started Bowie House with full-time staff, nursing sister, physiotherapist, and people that can help kids develop, give them exercises and so on. And yeah, that was the beginning of, and they were registered to get these products. They were the second place in South Africa that started on this free supplements for malnourished children. The first place was in Salori Pass village, and then the second place was in Paarl. MCM had a relationship with Kids Around the World. Kids Around the World provide nutritious stuff to kids in need, and they also provide play parks for children in disadvantaged communities. And Alicia is actually the kingpin that connected. She was involved with M5M, but she was also involved with Kids Around the World. And M5M, the chairman of the board of Manatech, the company, and the chairman of M5M were in South Africa on a visit, and we went to Tiffany's to just show them one place, you know, what we're doing and what happens. And then we went for a meal, and Alicia was invited to go with, and at that meal, she mentioned to the two guys, the M5M and Manatech chairman, about Kids Around the World, and they didn't know about Kids Around the World. So then she actually was the kingpin, the connection that got those two entities, the people involved, to talk to one another, and they decided that there is a benefit in doing things together. So Kids Around the World still provide, well, they call it a one meal, but inside that one meal, since the agreement was reached, there now comes another envelope with that product called Phyto Blend. It's not commercially available, it's specifically developed for this purpose. So the food parcel comes with Phyto Blend with it, inside the bag. So in the kitchen, in Tiffany's and wherever foods is prepared, the people take the one meal, add water to it, cook it, and add Phyto Blend shortly before it's done, and stir it through, and then serve it in that way. And in that way, as far as I know, in Drakenstein, we're now reaching 23,000 children with it. So it's amazing, starting with Bowie House with, I think, 25 kids or so. Now it's almost 1,000 for every one that we started with, where we're now at. There are many success stories, but one that stays close to my heart is a little girl by the name of Sinetemba. She lived in Mokweni with her mother, and she was seriously malnourished and had visible symptoms, sores on her skin that wouldn't heal, and blotches on her head where the hair didn't want to grow. And yeah, so the first time that I saw her, I asked the mother to please make sure that, because we had it was one of the places where we provided these nutrients to the kids. And I pleaded with her mother to see to it that she comes there regularly so that she can take in the nutrients through the meals that they were given. But then the mother went back to Bloekombos, where she came from, and I didn't see Sinetemba for quite a while. And then she came back, and at the time that I saw her, she had ointments and things, medical stuff that she used, put on, but it didn't really help. Then she went to Bloekombos. When she came back, she was even worse than what she was before she left. But then they were living close to the place where the kids were fed, and her mother started bringing her, and she started getting the nutrients. And I mean, it was just amazing to see how this little girl, how she recovered, and all the sores and the blemishes, I mean, everything just went away. It's almost like magic. The one way is obviously to become somebody that takes care of MCM, because MCM runs a variety of programs in the whole Drakenstein municipal area. And one of those is this feeding scheme is now driven through MCM.